What's up, everybody, man? Thank you for stopping by. Today, we are going to get into something that a lot of people have been asking me for. If you know and you follow the channel, and you know me, you know that this past weekend, we got to see BTS in Madrid. It started out as just a magical moment. We woke up and we were both very nervous. We were both actually kind of quiet. Normally, here at the house, me and Irene are very loud people. I feel sorry for our neighbors because we have a tendency to.
Loud. You are the one.
No,
that's
man,
loud.
you are loud too. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Anyways, we were pretty silent. We took what used to be the bullet train is now the slow train to Madrid, but it was okay. So we got there. Everything was just running smooth, man. As soon as we got there, got into the cab, headed to the hotel. My wife has a talent for picking out hotels, as she comes from a family of hotel owners. So she knows what she's doing when it comes to picking them out and, you know, asking for amenities and extra shit. She's really good at doing all that stuff. So we got to this hotel, and shout out to Madrid Elba Hotel. If you guys are in the area and you ever want a very nice priced hotel with so far, and we've been around the world, man. We have literally been all over. This Elba Hotel has the very best breakfast buffet I've ever tasted and I've ever seen. And it was amazing. So I absolutely give it 5 stars. Please, please, please go visit the Hotel Elba if you're in Madrid. Also, the fact that it's very, very close to the venue. If you've got the legs, you don't even actually really need to take
And
a
it's
cab.
not Madrid hot.
And it's not Madrid hot because Madrid sits in the middle of Spain and there's no water around. So it's just dry heat. So in any event, great place, very close to the venue for these type of concerts. Now, we did not walk though, however, it was a little too hot and we don't have young legs. We have old legs. So we took the cab over.
It's a video.
Well, hello, everybody out there. Thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, put that notification bell on. So you know the next time we go to a BTS concert like this.
Are you excited?
Way too excited. I don't know what to say at this point. I'm just taking it all in. Can't wait to get there. Into the Sun is playing. Couldn't be more perfect. See you guys there. Peace.
I had been there before. We had seen the Stray Kids there. So I kind of already knew the layout of that particular venue. And it holds up to, what is it, 80 to 100,000 people?
Yeah, between 70 and 80.
70 and 80,000 people. So this place is huge. It is really, really, really big. It was organized, and I was very impressed by that. In fact, this time, and I think just by necessity, that it was more organized for the staff and the people that were working there, because before in the Stray Kids, it was somewhat organized. Everybody was able to get in. There were long lines, but there was some waiting, and this time it seemed that there was way more people there than there were for the Stray Kids, and they were very organized. They got everybody in and seated, and I was very impressed with that, because we're talking about a very high volume of people. Once we sat down, we were there for both nights, so we're looking at the stage from the side view. So if you're looking at the front, I guess what would be the front of the stage. If you're looking at that front of the stage, we were literally sitting on the left side, second row or second section, looking down. Now, what we were able to see was the entire stage and the enormous monitor that actually had 3 sections of video. Wow, just the monstrosity of that structure by itself. I've never seen anything like that. So walking into it, I didn't want to take any peeks. I saw that there was openings and people were looking in, and I'm like, I'm not going to ruin it. I want the experience. I want to be able to walk into the venue and look at it then. And that's what I did. We walked in and holy shit, that stage is, I've never seen something that big. And you got to think too, man, that that venue is super huge. That entire BTS stage takes up the whole floor. So you don't have a lot of room from the catwalk, the end of one of the catwalks to the the entrance where you would come in. It's so big. I don't know what else to say. It's huge, huge. So we walked in, we sat down, we were both just floored. We were so excited. The energy in that place was just palpable. It was just palpable. So much energy, so much great energy.
All right, we're here at the concert. As you guys can see, this is crazy. It's crazy, yes. Yeah, and look, this was with me inside of the So they know.
Huh?
They know you're married.
No, I'm saying my
Oh,
nails.
yeah. All right. See you guys in the Jeep.
Groups of people giving out freebies. We had some freebies that we gave out. More or less, Irene gave them out, and it was just great, man. And we got to hang out with some folks that are from the channel. I want to say shout out to Fear of the Double Bunny. That was awesome. It's always so cool to know that every time that Irene and I go to a different country, that somebody that follows the channel is there and are willing to come out and meet us and hang out with us. And it was great, man. It was really, really good to see Fear again. I think the last time we saw her was in Amsterdam for the Jin concert. So to be fair, this wasn't the first time I saw a BTS person. I had seen Jin twice again. We saw him in London and then followed him to Amsterdam. We got to see him there. So in any event, what can I say? They were a little late, which was crazy because normally, especially K-pop concerts, you guys know that they're right on time all the time. You know what I mean? If it's going to be at 8 o'clock, it starts at 8 o'clock. If it's ending at 10:30, it's either a little bit before 10:30 or right at 10:30. So this time they were 15 minutes late. I'll say that the heat was excruciating. However, the venue did have some fans and did have air actually flowing, which was crazy because you could actually feel the wind swirling around. And it wasn't the wind from regular wind. This was manufactured wind. It felt good. It calmed everybody down. It kind of got everybody, cooled down. The people who were screwed were the people who were on the other side, same section that we would be in, but on the other side, because the sun was right on them. This is an open arena, by the way. Top is not that open, but it's open enough where the sun was just blaring down on these people. I know that feeling because when we went to see the Stray Kids, we were on that side and we were cooking, literally cooking. Luckily, we wore hats. Had we not worn hats, I guarantee you I would have had a sunstroke. In any event, 8:15 rolls around, and the very first thing we see is these ninjas who are dressed all in black with we saw first guy with a red, what do you call it? It's like a smoke stick, right? Runs out. Everybody went wild, man. And it wasn't too far after that, all of a sudden, straight down, when we were looking down, you could see them all coming. And the very first person that I saw was Jimin. And yes, I was excited to let...
heard him, guys.
I was only screaming because there were so many girls screaming. I had to let her know.
Not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it
Oh
is
my God. I'm
not.
not screaming for Jimin. I was screaming
Yes,
to Jimin
you-
for you. I was using my voice to exemplify
Guys, he
your
was like,
excitement.
Irene, there he is.
I
Look
said,
at him, Jimin.
calmly but loudly,
No, you didn't.
there he is, Irene. There he is. There he is. He was the first person I saw. I mean,
we have videos or if anybody has videos
all
of
right.
him.
You better not, Cheryl.
But he was yelling top of his lungs. There he is, Irene, there
Irene is a ventriloquist. She had me yelling because I have a louder voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it was cool. I mean, the first person I see is Jim Targaryen walking out, and I wanted to make sure. The thing is that because we were far enough away, these guys were about that tall, right? So we're watching these guys go by, and all you see is Jimin's hair. They were dressed in black. That's the thing. They came out with an entourage of ninjas that were all dressed in black. And they were dressed in black. So you really had to kind of look and see who was there. But I saw Jimin, and then I started seeing RM and JK. I saw everybody. I saw the whole crew walk by. They get on stage, and geez, man, very first thing is that as soon as they came out of the tunnel, you hear that. What was so crazy about that moment was obviously that's Hooligan. That's how they started their concert. But it's a little more deeper than that. And I'll tell you why. Because it just so happens that the original composer of that track, the original composer of where they sampled that from, that and that came on. I think they did that about 4 times to give them time to come out of the tunnel. They repeated it. The significance to that is that, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can look it up like I did, that I know for a fact that the original composer of that music that they sampled from was a guy from Spain. And a matter of fact, I believe he even recorded that in Madrid. So I believe this man was a Madridian, and that's an old song. It's from way dating back in if I wasn't mistaken, it was either the 40s, 50s, somewhere in that era, right? So one, that's already Spanish music that Hooligan is, because that's the original composer was from Spain. 2, the guy who sampled it and the guy that did the track Hooligan, yet again, is a man from Spain. So you can only imagine the pride. This concert, you could just feel the pride. You could feel the energy, and people that know that Hooligan was based off of a Spanish composer and produced by a Spanish producer. It was a moment that we were all waiting for. Yes, ma'am.
It's actually a French composer.
Oh, Jesus. Screw everything I just said. I thought the dude was from Spain.
No, it's samples orchestral composition Yang Tse Kiang by French composer Michel Magne.
Well, that's not what I read when I asked AI. But anyway, AI always says they're wrong anyway. So, well, in any event, still, the fact is that there's still a lot of pride there. And the guy who did produce it is a guy named Hinchel?
Quincho, yeah.
Hinchel.
El Quincho.
And he is from Spain. So it's just, it was it was a very cool moment to see people reacting to it, people that know the history of that song. I just think that it was really cool. And I'm glad that I could have seen it, that I did see that. Let's talk about the energy. Now, I haven't been to any soccer matches here in Spain, period. I don't think I've ever been to a soccer match that I wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? Where when I was a kid, I used to play soccer. In fact, the last soccer match that I participated was in Madrid, and it was against Real Madrid players, the lower string players. It was for a benefit. It was me and a bunch of very famous DJs, and we all teamed up and we played, which was the funniest shit in the world. We got to play the Madrid team. Not any of the bigger players. We're talking about, like, I guess, second, third string players that are on their way up to being, the top. So I can just say that's the only time that I had ever, that was the last time that I'd ever seen a crowd that was somewhat big, because we played it before a big game. In any event, what can I say except that I was very happy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing already. The stage was massive. And then, bam, that moment happened. Let's take a look at that moment here. This is Hooligan at the Riyadh Air Metro Palantino. Metro Palantino. How do you say that? Metropolitano. Madrid, here we go. Let's count it down. This was the first moment, and it actually looks as if, no, it's not. This is the front of the stage. I was on this side of the stage. So let's go. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this looks about from where we were at, right? So this is an angle from where we were, very much the angle. Well, but for the second night. That's what I said. Irene, there he is, there he is. Jeez, it was loud. Oh my God, I'm getting chills again, all over again. Let's go. That shit was loud. God. Oh, man. I was there, man. I was fucking there, man. I was right there. We were right there, man. It still gives me chills watching that. And I'll tell you why, because if somebody had asked me not too long ago, like, or what, how did this all start? And it all started with a group of kids from Ireland rapping in a studio. And it wasn't them. It was just these little Irish kids that were rapping to drum and bass. And from that moment on, my life changed, man. Because not too far after that, that was the first reaction video that I did. And I want to say maybe the third reaction was to New Jeans, Supernatural, I think it was called, right?
Yeah.
And then BTS. I had no idea. I called them BT. I said a lot of things. You can go back and see what I said. Probably not going to be happy with me. I wasn't happy with me after I realized what kind of a fuck up I just made. But starting from that point, it started off rough, began my BTS journey. And for 2 years, I have been following these gentlemen from the first time they debuted, which was in 2013, all the way to now, and watching that progression and really, really taking it seriously, watching every video that I could watch, every guide, every show. I really just inhaled BTS, and it happened at a time in my life when I almost gave up everything. I was not in a really good headspace. I wasn't in a good mood. I just these guys have been a very good reason for me to help heal from trauma, from things in the past that I'd gone through to get to here. And I gotta tell you that although the first night it was great, it was a great time, it was not good after they let everybody out. It was calamity. And I have a short temper. I do not have patience with human beings. I don't like most human beings. That's the truth. I have a lot of anxiety around big crowds. I've been in mass shootings before, public mass shootings. I don't like that. And that's what brings me back to my trauma, is that. So when they let us out, it was a mess. It's trying to find a way back, and walking home was an option. But what's not an option is walking home in 95-degree weather and at night with literally 80,000 people. You couldn't move, you couldn't do anything. It was just horrible. I had a horrible time at the end of the concert, after the concert. In the concert was great. But the saving grace was we had the next day. And so this time I made sure that when it came to them sitting on the stage and telling them the last couple songs, I think it's Please and then Into the Sun, we were out. I'm like, all right, I made a deal that we would stay to the end for the first concert. The second concert, we're leaving before everybody else does, or we will never, never get out of there. And we were lucky because this is how massive the stage against the entire Coliseum that's sitting in the arena. That when that riser came up and those boys sat down, we said, let's go. From the time we got up and started heading out directly to the taxis, I'm telling you that Into the Sun was already playing. They had done their whole speech. They had already done Please, and they were going Into the Sun. And that is how big of an area this place was. and walking with a quickness too. We didn't because it was like the countdown was happening. I knew that by the time we got into a cab, that if we weren't out of there any sooner, we would have gotten mushed. It would have been crazy. Luckily, that is the moment that I know that everybody is not leaving except for us. And I don't care because we were able to get into a cab safely and get home. And it was great. And by the time that we got back there, of course, the concert was already over. It was just an amazing thing. Just certain things, even surprising, like to find out that after all this time, after all the success, these guys still share rooms together. And at this point, I don't think it's because they're being made to do that. I think this is by choice. I think they get rooms together just by choice. They feel better to be with each other, to be around each other, to stay with each other. It's crazy because I know my selfish ass would have been like, oh, hell no. Fuck all that. I want my own room. I'm JK from BTS. I want my own suite. I want my own room. I want to be able to chill, but that's not how these guys ride, man. These guys stay with each other. Then I guess as an owner of a record label, and I've had artists before and we've toured them, I think it's easier. I guess it's just for the company, it's easier because everybody's in one spot. No one is lost. No one has to wait for anything. So, you get there, you leave together, and then when you come back together. You're all in the same place. So at the same time, I don't hate that. And by this time, these guys, I'm pretty sure if JK said, hey, I want my own room, man. This whole tour, I want my own, I want my privacy. I don't think there's nobody going to say no to him at this point. Who's going to say no? Who is going to tell that man, nah, you can't do that? Any one of those boys? No. But they choose to do it, man. And I think that's cool. I think that is so honorable. And at the same time, they're not out looking for ass at the end of the night, trying to get hookers back into their hotel room. They're not getting drunk, throwing shit, destroying all that. They're not doing any of that stuff. Sorry. Ease up.
No, meaning JK kind of got drunk on Mouse.
Yeah. I know they get drunk. I know they drink, but they don't do rock star shit. They're not throwing TVs out of the fucking window. They're not destroying the you know what I'm saying? They're not sneaking chicks into their rooms or dudes or anything, whatever they're into. I don't know. They're not looking for that. I know being on tour, I've toured so many tours, believe me, around the world. And tours are not easy. There comes a point when they become actually quite difficult doing stuff like that. And you kind of are looking towards the end of the night as, for me, to just sleep. Partying is not, for me on tour, is not an option because it's hard on me. And whenever I'm touring, I'm tired, man. At the end of the night, I just want to eat and I want to go to sleep because I know that the next morning I got to wake up and do it again. I got to wake up and get there. And sometimes that's just hard. So being a rock star, the way that those guys did it back in the 80s and 90s, even the way they do it now, partying like that, you got to be young for that. And I was young. I started touring when I was 18 years old around the world. So I am 53. You can only imagine how many tours I've been on. Many. And I can just tell you that it's hard to do. So I really appreciate these guys. I respect how hard they work. I respect the discipline that it takes for them to do what they do. Other than that, I will say which show would be the best show. Yes, ma'am.
Also, let them know why we don't have a videos, and we had planned to do a lot of videos and stuff like that.
Right. Let's talk about that. So a lot of people ask, are you going to take videos and everything? And it was, to be quite honest with you, we had a lot of our peeps, our Discord peeps and YouTube peeps, telling us half and half. Some people were saying, man, take a lot of pictures. We want to see everything. And the other half, and I think maybe the majority know that if you follow my channel, that's what we've done. It's always been me to get as much footage as we can. But a lot of people were saying, please, enjoy this concert. You've worked so hard these last 2 years following these guys. You've done everything. You've done well. But this time, please enjoy the concert. Show up there with the idea that you want to take the concert in without having to worry about getting the footage. There'll be footage for miles, believe me. And they were right, man. Not that we didn't. We did take some footage, but not a lot. And I think that we just really wanted to enjoy it. I think the plan was we weren't going to do any footage in the first concert, and then we were going to kind of leave the second concert for getting all the footage that we could, and we did. We got some really cool stuff, but it's not an abundance because I think me and Irene just really wanted to see this. We didn't want to be distracted with cameras and footage and all that stuff, and I'm glad that we did it. After all this time, we wanted to do this the right way, and we did it. And I don't regret it. I don't. So we do have some footage. I'm sure you've been seeing it the whole time that I've been talking. I don't know what else to say, guys. This was just amazing. Amazing. So far, I don't believe I'm done seeing amazing things. I know that there's more to come in my future when it comes to stuff like that. But so far, this has been the most amazing experience I've had as far as concerts. I've been to so many concerts. I've done them, watched them. I've never seen anything like this. Never. And shout out to probably people and reactors who probably don't ever get a chance to shout these people out. I want to shout out the staff. First, at the Riyadh Arena. Y'all did amazing getting everybody in and out. Once you got out, it was your ass. You know what I'm saying? They're not responsible for you outside of those doors. But getting everybody in, securing everybody, having enough people there, especially medical people, because there was people, they were going down left and right, man. They were done. There was some guy that did get arrested there. My understanding was that he was just a crazy person. And this is gross, but this is what happened, and it happened in front of everybody. He apparently was peeing inside of his duffel bag. And then at one point, I don't know if that when Jimin went by, that this guy tried to pour piss on Jimin, or that you got conflicting stories, but
everything happened. Apparently, I don't know. The armies that were there.
If you guys are watching this, let us know.
Happened before the concert even started.
So I did see some. How can I say? I did see some police actually pass us. Two cops, a woman and a lady, came up where we were sitting and darted past. So I don't know if that was for this man or not. I don't know, because we didn't really know about this until the next day. This happened on the first day, the second day. So we didn't know what was happening. We just knew that somebody had gotten arrested, and then by the morning, we started seeing pictures of them arresting this guy and shit. So I don't know. It got very, very confusing to why this man got arrested, but it had something to do with Pete. So if you guys know anything about it, let us know. We certainly would like to know, because there's just conflicting stories. So if you were there, have at us. Let us know. That was it. All I can tell you is that personally, I feel like that concert kind of changed something inside of me. It was so overwhelming to see something like that, to wrap my brain around the other people I'm going to give credit to, which is the engineers and staff that put that stage together, that managed that stage, the people that were mixing the sound, and for the people that were running the lights. I'm telling you now that although it's fun and exciting to be on the ground floor, there's no seats down there, so it's standing room only. It's hot as fuck down there. You're going to be sitting on concrete. So that's not the place for us, but the other takeaway from that is you don't get to see the magic that is happening on that stage, the actual stage, all the levels, all of the lasers, all of the lights inside of the stage. Like, if you're not at a level where you can see down on the stage, you miss so much. So much. And I'm so glad that we were able to see it because we were in the low nosebleed section the first day. But I don't regret that one bit because those screens are so big, you're not missing anything. You're seeing the entire concert no matter where you are in that stadium. You can see what's happening. It's just that you can't see the actual stage and the magic that's happening down there. Shout out to all 4 camera guys that took all 4 angles. There was also 2 rows of camera guys that had to be hot because they had fire retardant blankets over them. So, and they had the big camera so that they could capture everything. I mean, everybody worked their ass off on that stage. And then these guys, how they were able to perform like they did. I want to know how many steps those guys did. I want to know how many miles they walked, ran. I mean, I'm telling you that stage was humongous. It's just so big. And all 7 of those guys covered every part of that stage. But I'm telling you, walking from one catwalk to the opposite side, across the stage to the other, it's got to take you at least a minute, 2 minutes long to do that. Easy. It is just that huge. So we had a hell of a time there. Again, shout out to the staff and stage people that made it happen. You people are incredible. Whoever designed that stage, the concept of it, I kind of called it. I will give myself a little bit of credit. When they announced this, the only thing that I could think was to have a revolving stage. And I remember saying that. They need a revolving stage. I compared it to Def Leppard, where in Def Leppard's view, they had a revolving stage that was probably about just as big as that centerpiece, the center round piece of the BTS stage. But that was it. They didn't have catwalks and anything like that. And it just spun around. That was it. That's all that did. There were no levels or nothing. Everybody was flat on the stage. Here, it's the way that the middle of the stage is set up. So looking at my turntable, this would be the stage. What you see is that not only is it round and not only does it have different sections that are popping up for them, right? But I don't know if people realize that the entire stage is, and the entire aesthetic of the stage is water. It is, when you're looking at that stage, what you're looking at is one of many compass-like apparatuses that people use on boats, like big yachts. They use these round compasses, or they'll use depth. Just like all this little, I don't know what you call them, but my dad is a big boat person. He would know. But basically, if you've ever been around like a harbor or people that live around that really, really love the water, they have these little round compasses and little things like that. And that's what this is. It was like a compass. That's the way it was. That's the way I took it. But it's very much reminiscent of the whole keep swimming vibe, that whole thing. Now, when Swim came on, I got to tell you, it was early on in the thing. I couldn't help but tear up a little bit because, if you guys, again, if you follow the channel, I gave an explanation to what the song Swim means to my wife and I, how significant it is. So to hear it live, to see these guys do it, I kept my composure as much as I could, but I lost it a little bit, and I don't regret it. I don't care. I'm a man. I can cry if I want to. So, plus I paid for the tickets. We paid for the tickets to be sitting there, so I'll cry if I want to cry. In any event, it was just beautiful. The entire experience is beautiful. I'm still happy. A week later, I'm still all smiles, and I haven't stopped thinking about it, to be quite honest with you. I've dreamt about it a couple times. I'm working. I think about that concert. It was just one of the most spectacular things I had seen. So, now, reality. Reality is that they are going to be adding more shows. So I want to say that I think they'll definitely be doing the Barcelona show, because after the Madrid show, Mr. Sugar came to Barcelona incognito. Nobody knew, but he was there. He came. I knew they were going to do it. I said they were going to do it. I thought they would be the entire group to have done it, but it wasn't. It was just Sugar. The man was literally down the fucking street from us, and we never knew. I can't say that we would have went out there to meet him if we did know. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Maybe we would have, but I don't think that we would have approached him. I think we would have just left him alone, just give him his time to look at Sagrada Familia and take in the beach and everything that he did do. I'm glad that at least it didn't look like people mobbed him. So I know that if we would have seen him, I don't know. I think we would have just admired from afar. If it would have been like, oh my God, that's Sugar. Well, hey man, what's going on? You know, welcome to Barcelona. We saw your concert, and that would be about it. I'd never ask, can I take a picture? Or, you know, I'm a producer, I'm a react. I would have never done any of that shit. I'd have just been, hello, keep it moving, because I do respect their private time, you know. And I know that Sugar and RM have a love relationship here in Spain, and V. Tay loves being here in Spain. He shot a lot of videos in the South when he came out with his own record, Layover. So, I don't know what else to say, peeps. All I can say was this was great. There are more dates, so if you didn't get a chance to see these guys, you do have another chance. They're going to be announcing and adding more dates here pretty soon. The last couple of days, they've been in Brussels. I don't know what to say about that.
London.
Now they're going to be in London.
And then Munich, and then Paris.
Yeah,
So you guys enjoy whoever's going.
Yeah,
to
so
those
whoever's going to,
concerts.
right, to who's ever going to those concerts, you guys enjoy it. Y'all deserve it. And man, they deserve your support. Something about these 7 guys, man. It's just something magical about these boys. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. But the old saying about you don't find BTS, they find you is absolutely truth. There's no greater truth than that. And it's just something about these 7 guys that works in life, in our life, in this reality. These 7 boys have changed something. They've changed something in me. They've chilled me the fuck out. They've made me think a little better. They've made me clearer. They motivate me. And after this concert, the inspiration to want to do good, because the week before was shit for us. We had a shitty week before. You could not imagine what happened to us, and the people that we thought loved us just literally walking away for us for bullshit, man, for dumb shit. We were already floored going into this. So it was what we needed. That concert really changed a lot. It inspired me, and it inspired me to want to keep fighting. And in the end, just keep swimming. That's all I can say. We are swimming. We are swimming, and we're going to keep swimming, and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep fighting. And thank God for BTS. God bless BTS, man. God bless you boys. All 7 of you. You guys are my 7 bullets. You guys are angels. Angels. So somebody asked me, why do you say 7 bullets? I saw somebody else had wrote that on a Facebook. They said, you know, God bless my 7 bullets. And I love that. I love that the 7 bullets, because that's exactly what they are to me. So shout out to that person. I'm not trying to steal your thunder, man. You just said something that resonated with me, and I could get down with that idea of them being 7 different bullets. There's 7 different ways to protect my heart, to protect my feelings, to protect my life. And I just feel like these guys are it. So if you haven't, please do yourself a favor. Bite the bullet. Go see these guys. even if they're nosebleed tickets and they're the cheapest tickets you can get, you're still gonna see everything. Probably even more because means you'll be up above looking down at the stage. And yes, they may only be this big, but believe me, that stage there's more going on to that stage than what the eye is catching. So you will be impressed and it'll put you in a great mood. So with that said, you guys, thank you. There is the blog. I hope that you've enjoyed it. This isn't going to be the first blog or last blog, or it's not the first blog, but it's not going to be the last blog that we do on BTS, because at this point, I want to imagine what happens now after Arirang. I think it's the process. I think now these guys are going to do separate albums again. I think that would be the best choice. Not jumping into a second record just yet, but I see JK, I see RM, Jimin. I think they're going to do something solo. I think this is the time for them to do it. And then at the same time, come together again for another record, which, God, I hope, folks, if things go right, if things go the way I think, it is quite possible that somehow, I might have something to do with that next record that they do. And I certainly hope so. And I'm certainly going to be fighting to do so. I've been on a winning streak recently with placing songs to different K-pop artists. I'm climbing, and I really, really, really hope that I have a chance to at least place one song to their next record or to any of their solo records that they're going to be doing here pretty soon. I'm sure that's what's going to be next. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You guys take it easy, and just have a great time. And if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and put that notification bell on so you know the next time we drop one of these BTS vlogs. You guys, Barahay, I love all of you guys. I purple all of you, and God bless BTS. Peace.